A nominee in the spotlight, Pete Hegseth's path to the Pentagon. The nomination of Pete Hegseth for the esteemed position of Defense Secretary has sent shockwaves through Washington, igniting a firestorm of debate and speculation. Hegseth, a familiar face on Fox News, is no stranger to controversy. His outspoken views often lean towards the provocative, making him a polarizing figure in the American political landscape. Hegseth's resume is certainly unconventional for a potential Pentagon chief. While he served as an Army officer in both Iraq and Afghanistan, earning the rank of major, his time in uniform is dwarfed by his tenure as a conservative media personality. His fiery rhetoric on Fox News has endeared him to many on the right, but also alienated those on the left. This stark contrast between his military service and his media career has raised eyebrows among lawmakers and military experts alike. Some question whether his time on television has equipped him with the necessary skills to oversee the vast and complex Department of Defense. Others worry that his partisan leanings might cloud his judgment when making critical national security decisions. Flashpoints of contention, DEI, gender, and the specter of extremism. Hegseth's confirmation hearing before the Senate Armed Services Committee was a tense affair, marked by heated exchanges and pointed questions from both sides of the aisle. One of the most contentious issues revolved around his stance on diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, in the military. Hegseth has been a vocal critic of DEI initiatives, arguing that they weaken the military's combat effectiveness and promote wokeness. He has repeatedly claimed that these programs prioritize political correctness over merit, ultimately undermining military readiness. These views have drawn sharp rebukes from Democrats and some military experts, who argue that a diverse and inclusive force is essential for success in the 21st century. Another point of contention during the hearing was Hegseth's past opposition to women serving in combat roles. He has argued that women are not physically capable of meeting the demands of ground combat, and that their presence in these roles disrupts unit cohesion. While he has softened his stance somewhat in recent years, his earlier comments have raised concerns about his commitment to gender equality in the armed forces. Personal baggage under scrutiny. Hegseth's past raises concerns. Beyond his policy positions, Hegseth's personal life has also come under intense scrutiny. Several senators grilled him about past allegations of infidelity and even sexual assault. These allegations, which Hegseth vehemently denies, stem from incidents that occurred during his tumultuous personal life and have resurfaced in light of his nomination. While Hegseth has maintained his innocence, these allegations have cast a long shadow over his confirmation process. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have expressed concern that these unresolved issues could damage the reputation of the Defense Department and undermine public trust in the military. Adding fuel to the fire are concerns about Hegseth's alleged history of excessive alcohol consumption. Reports of his heavy drinking have raised questions about his judgment and temperament, prompting some to wonder if he possesses the necessary discipline and restraint to lead the world's most powerful military. The potential impact. A Defense Department under Hegseth? The prospect of Pete Hegseth at the helm of the Pentagon has ignited a fierce debate about the future direction of the U.S. military. His supporters, emboldened by his unwavering confidence and his promise to restore American strength on the world stage, see him as a much-needed agent of change. They believe his experience as a combat veteran and his willingness to challenge the status quo will revitalize a military they view as bogged down by bureaucracy and political correctness. However, his critics view his potential leadership with a mix of apprehension and alarm. They worry that his hawkish worldview, coupled with his disdain for diplomacy and his penchant for inflammatory rhetoric, could lead to unnecessary military interventions and escalate tensions with rivals like China and Russia. The potential consequences of a Hegseth-led Defense Department are far-reaching, with implications for global security and America's standing in the world. As the Senate weighs his nomination, the nation watches with bated breath, uncertain of what the future holds for the U.S. military.